A frank review of the cat cafes in Japan. Most people have heard about the cat cafes in Japan, and like with everything these days, it has expanded into the bizarre. There are now pig cafes, rabbit cafes, and dog cafes. But my great interest was the cat cafes, as I have had a lifelong feline attraction that started as a baby, where our cats always wanted to be around me, which drove my poor mother crazy, with the cats wanting to sleep with me in my cot. Enough of me, let's get to the story. But before we came to Japan this time, I did my research and found there were several cat cafes in Tokyo. This seemed logical, as due to population density, individual pet ownership is not generally practicable or possible. So people would go to the cat cafes for some feline interaction. If you live outside the bigger cities, you could just have your own cat, so the cafes are mostly found in the bigger cities. My plan was to visit a few of the cafes to judge the difference for those who follow. The first on my list was Cafe Mocha in Shinjuku. This was on the 6th floor of a building and is not obvious from down on the street, but once you are close you'll see the signs on the front of the building. But that is not always easy. This is part of a chain or franchise and is very posh and extensively fitted out. There were computer stations and various work tables and a library, so I assume people come in here to work some of the time, as it is very peaceful and you only pay for the time you stay. You check in yourself on one of the reception computer stations and it issues you an entry ticket with a timestamp. You are charged for the time you are there and any specials you may purchase. Current details are on their website. When you check in, you are assigned a secure personal locker for all your gear. You remove your shoes and put on sanitised slippers that are issued from a vending machine. There are very bright and clean toilet facilities as well. You then wash and sterilise your hands and enter the main cat area, which is quite large and divided into several rooms with chairs and sofas. This area is spotlessly clean. There are vending machines, how unusual for Japan, for coffee, tea and carbonated drinks. They have a team of cats which are rotated several times a day, as cats like to sleep a lot and the cafe as a business need the cats interacting with the customers. This worked quite well when we were there, and at most times there was at least 10 cats on the prowl. The customers were almost exclusively Japanese. You are not permitted to pick up or nurse the cats, but you can play with them and feed them snacks that can be purchased. The cats are well adjusted to strangers, as cats in the main are wary of strangers. The cats themselves appeared well cared for and are obviously regularly groomed and had clear, clean eyes. There is an escape hatch for the cats to a staff room that is not accessible to guests, so if the cat has had enough, they can clock off for a while. Remember, these cats spend a lot of their time being enticed to play by people, so they may need some encouragement to participate. The best trick is to buy some of the treats available from either the vending machine or the freezer. The cats instantly become interested and you are their best friend for a while. But I did wonder about the diet of these cats to eating all of these treats, which is just cat junk food. We spent about an hour here interacting with a variety of cats. It was overall a pleasant experience. On a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 was poor and 10 was good, I'd rate this as an 8.5 to 9. If you search Cat Mocha, C-A-T-M-O-C-H-A, in Google, then you'll find their website. We spent about an hour here interacting with a variety of cats. It was overall a pleasant experience. On a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 was poor and 10 was good, I'd rate this as an 8.5 to 9. Search Cat Mocha, C-A-T-M-O-C-H-A, in Google, then you'll find their website. They have this cafe at Shinjuku and another at Shibuya. There are several others across Japan. Now on to Cafe 2 on my list, which was called Kurikuya and was located near to Ikebukuro train station on the popular Yamanote line. Like most small stores in a cramped, busy city like Tokyo, this was hard to find despite being very obvious. I subsequently discovered they have several stores. The Cat Cafe is located above their retail pet shop, which is at street level. I walked around the pet shop and was not impressed with their cats and the way they kept them. All the cats were hungry and looked sick. Their eyes were hazy, and the cats, despite being quite young, lacked any energy. I then went upstairs, and as you went up the steps, the smell of cat urine was assaulting. The hallway to the cat cafe was cluttered and dirty. I entered the so-called cafe area and was immediately unimpressed. The place was small and cluttered and stank of cat pee. There were only about 4 or 5 cats there, all of which did not look well. They were quite hungry and keen to eat the treats. There was a big cage off to one side that housed 2 young skinny cats that I would guess were less than 3 months old. These 2 meowed quite incessantly at me, which I assumed was from hunger. On a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 was poor and 10 was good, I'd rate this a -5. Do not go here and give these people any financial support. They should be reported to animal welfare authorities. So now to the third cafe, a cat cafe named Tamari no Uchi. This cafe is located at Musashin, which is just outside the real Tokyo city boundary, but is simple to get to. Just use the Chuo line, that's spelled C-H-U-O, Chuo line, and get off at, here's a hard one, Kichijoji, I think, station. The cafe is about a 10-minute walk from the station. I got lost going there, again, but my excuse was the rain and found it on the second attempt. It is on the second or third floor above the Lindt chocolate shop. I had not fully realised this is a themed attraction. It has been built to somewhat resemble a tree house, but now does look a bit tired and worn. It was raining this day and was a bit cool, so we were heavily clothed and wearing backpacks and camera gear. It was quite warm inside and we removed all our excess clothing, but there were no lockers or any provision at all or storage to put our gear into. We had to remove our expensive waterproof hiking shoes and put them in an open rack in the public entry area, so this did not go down well with me. Add to that I carry extra cameras and electronic and sound gear and hard drives, so leaving that out in an unsecured place is tempting fate. Be aware I've been to Japan multiple times and know the place is 95% plus safe, but theft happens everywhere. If you don't accept that and take precautions, then a world of hurt awaits you as you travel. We washed our hands and entered the inner sanctum. We had to pay a base entry fee, I think, which was about 1,400 yen. I had no problem with that. This place has a barn-like feel and was a bit dark, but it was an overcast day and just looks in need of a refresh. I would guess it is pitched to cater for events with groups of children. I am just on 6'1" tall and could not sit in the provided seating at all. The cats, however, were good. The felines were well treated by the staff and would run around and play hide and seek with each other. I counted about 15 different cats in total, and they interacted well with the human visitors. The cats looked well groomed, which is essential if you have long-haired cats like Persians, Himalayans, Ragdolls, and to a lesser extent Burmans in the mix. Clean faces with bright eyes. There was the usual treat entitlement for sale, but I was uneasy with this unless they are controlled. We stayed about 45 minutes, assembled all our gear, got dressed for the cold and the rain, and walked back to the Kichijoji train station and then on to the hotel at Shinjuku. On a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 was poor and 10 was good, I'd rate this as a 7.5 to 8. And now on to cats by accident. Our fourth cat cafe, which we found by accident about 2 weeks later when wandering around Takayama in the rain. 2 cats sitting inside on a window ledge caught my eye, and I looked inside the room to see even more cats roaming around. Next to the window was a doorway with some photos of cats on the wall, so I assumed it was a cat cafe and wandered in the door. This cafe is called Neko no Suki Sakurayama. I've no idea what that means in English. I know that Neko is cat, Suki is month. That's it. The location is on a corner, set in a traditional Japanese dark timber townhouse that I would guess is 120 years old. This is a very stylish property. It has similar rules but is less pedantic than the other cat cafes, with a similar cover charge set by elapsed time. The big difference here is the cats themselves, who are very relaxed and approachable, and the layout inside resembles a Japanese house with the top floor open plan. The upstairs has in parts exposed beams across where the floor should be, but then has clear acrylic panels instead of flooring, so the cats can wander across it and it looks like they are walking in space. In conversation with the owner, it appeared that all of her cat family are basically rescue cats, and some are in transition looking for a new home. There was a large cage to one side with 2 young cats, which I guess are 2 to 3 months old, who looked in excellent condition and were very cute and just wanted attention from us. I would estimate the herd at 12 to 15 cats, but I think that varies with comings and goings of the residents. The adult cats look very healthy and had no issues with strangers. They have ample hiding and adventure spots in the large area and were willing to play with the toys. We spent about 45 minutes here and it was quite impressive. On a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 was poor, 10 was good, I would rate this a 9.5, so it's well worth a visit. I'm sure that across Japan there is a multitude of these cat cafes, and there will be good and bad, but if the business owners really care about the cats, the rest will look after itself. Love to hear from comments from other travellers about their experiences in the cat cafes around Japan. If you like our videos and would like to subscribe, then please click on the subscribe and the like button, and then you are notified by YouTube as we load new travel videos into the channel, which is the plan over the next 12 months. Thanks for watching.